All right, this is a video on the 77 El Camino. Basically, all we've done to this thing is put wheels and tires on it, big ones, 255 6015s on the Corvette rally wheels, the AZ code wheels, and some older unobtainable tires there. And this is just we cleaned this thing up on the pressure washer, not real hard, but just a little bit. And you can see the frame, the way this was done. Obviously this frame was painted. Some of these were, some they weren't, depending on the plants they were built in. I can't remember which plant this one was built in. I've got to go look again, but there's a difference on that. None of this is aftermarket. It's all the way it's done. This is a 18,000 mile original car, and it's a Positrack rear end. And some of the obvious things we're going to do to this car is we're going to put the 1-inch sway bar, which you can find on a Grand Prix, Monte Carlo, Cutlass, if they had these suspension options. The El Caminos never got them. But basically you have to take these control arms right here. They have brackets that go right here. You have to put 4 holes in them. And then the sway bar bolts underneath, and then it goes back here. There's a lot of aftermarket ones. None of the aftermarket ones have the correct V bend, so they come up and they V down and V back up, which is a very nice look. And so if you find one of those, that's what's going on this car. And I'm gonna put a shift kit in this, a Transpac B&M. Make it shift a little harder, a little longer, because we're gonna put a big block in front of it. And I'm gonna keep the turbo 350. A lot of people go to the 400s, but the 350 takes a little less power to spin and has a little bit quicker first gear. So ultimately, if the transmission will hold up, and they usually do, because I'm not putting some radical motor in this, it will be fine. But if it was a correct factory big block El Camino, which ended in 75, it would have the turbo 400 transmission. This car is a 77, so this is all the motor you can get. Anyway, then we're going to change this cross member out during the motor project, and put a double hump one in there because it will have dual exhausts on it. This is supposed to have a catalytic converter right here, so I got a bypass pipe that was put on not that long ago, but that's kind of it. And up in the front, we're gonna go with WS6 Trans Am bar, which goes in place. I've got it out in the container right now, and I'll put some polyurethane bushings on that. That's really all the suspension mods I'm gonna do to this car. It has the original shocks in it. What I'm gonna try and get away with is usually when you change a car to a big block, you gotta change the springs because the motor's heavier. But this has a cast iron 350, cast iron head 350, and cast iron manifold 350. Now what I'm gonna put in here is a 454 with aluminum heads and aluminum intake. So it will weigh still a little bit more than this 350, but I think it's something within 40 pounds or something like that. So I think that the 350 spring should get away with it. And if it sits a little bit low, well, I'll put Bilsteins in there and that'll push it up. So I actually changed 454 springs in here and used aluminum heads and aluminum intakes, the car would sit up too high in the front, that's for sure. So, but if I was going with a totally stock, all cast iron 454, that would be the case. And that was the original plan, but I bought another car with a 454, another El Camino, and well, damn it, the car's too nice to take the motor out. So I'm just gonna buy probably a Generation 6 block and use some heads on it and intake, some GM performance parts, but nothing radical. Oval port, you know, it'll be about 450 horse, 425 horse. So idle good, run good, nothing crazy, no headers. We're gonna use the manifolds, dual exhaust. And I think the hardest part of my project is gonna be getting this factory tailpipe with this factory tip. And I wanna get one for the other side to put over here, but I can't find it yet. I'm still looking. We'll find out. But anyway, we're gonna start on the sway bar project and the transmission pack on this, and then drop it down, put it back on the road, see how everything is. This is a slow project, nothing major. So just a work in progress. Like I said, this is a phenomenally nice car. Hard to tell, but it is something unique. And for the final touch, it'll get the 454 emblems right there once everything is dialed in and looking good. And then we'll use it to go to shows, drive it around just a little bit. That's about it.